Good morning, welcome, thanks for joining Kila Chari Torah's daily counting of the Haomer, Sefirat Haomer, with some spiritual insights for Wednesday, April the 20th. Today is the fourth day of counting the Haomer, Hayom Arba'a Yamim LaOmer. We are tracking through on the ArtScroll Siddur, page 286, the chart of Sefirot. It says Sefira in the far left-hand column, a combination of emotional aspects of the divine which reflect in us, and we take advantage of this time of counting the Haomer, this time of personal refinement and growth between the first days of Pesach and the holiday of Shavuot coming up in 6.5 weeks, to stretch ourselves emotionally and spiritually a little bit and do some self improvement. The guide we're using this year is called Sefira in Our Lives by Chani Juravel. I picked this up at one of the local bookstores. I'm sure you can find it if you look for it. The subtitle is Transforming Our Relationships with Ourselves, with Others, and with Hashem. So with a view towards that, let's take a look at the idea of today's Sefira, Netzach Shebechesed, endurance in loving kindness. Here's the beginning of what she writes. We all have bursts of inspiration and surges of loving feelings. Acting lovingly and kindly at those times can be so special, but limiting your chesed to those times and bursts alone may not build your loving kindness to its fullest. Today's Midah introduces Netzach, endurance, to chesed. Endurance is what ensures maintenance and consistency. It's what makes our giving real and lasting. It's what generates confidence and trust in our relationships. It makes our giving more genuine and more sincere. Today is the day to evaluate how regular we are when it comes to giving. Here are some questions to ask ourselves. Does my giving fluctuate depending on my mood? Is my giving conditional on convenience? Am I only ready to give when someone else initiates by doing something for me or making me feel good first? Am I giving to those am I more giving to those in crisis? Do I reserve my giving for the sweeter times? There's several others here, together with an illustrative story that seems to be the pattern for each day. So we will summarize that just by going to the end of the chapter and discuss today's call of action. Each day there is a little practical exercise for us to try to enact these sefirot into our daily lives. Today's call to action, she writes, think of an act of loving kindness that you can do regularly for someone important in your life. Define what it is, when you'll do it, and whether or not it's realistic and reasonable enough to take on. Firm up the plan and look it over and be sure that it's doable. Then start. Good inspirational words of wisdom and insight. Let's use them to the best that we possibly can. Have a good day, a good moed, and please join us again tomorrow. We'll continue this conversation and this counting. Have a good day, good moed.